Welcome back, everybody. I'm Danny. We are Team 696, and ooh, we got a good one tonight. So we're going through the Don't Live Like series. This is number 4 in the series. We're just going to get right into it. We are getting, this week we're going to talk about Ice Spice. All right? And this is another one of those people where if you had said to me, even 3 months ago, if you had said to me someday you're going to be, 3 months from now, you're going to be doing a video about Ice Spice, I would have said, you're crazy, that's ridiculous, I don't cover that crap, I don't listen to her music, I don't want anything to do with it. But here's the thing, I think there's things that we can learn from these people. And you also have to understand, it is so important, even if you don't keep up with every new thing that's out there, all right? Or if it's not your, let's say it's just not your, it's not your jam, it's not what you're about. All right, let's say you're not a rap person, okay? I do, and by the way, I want to get this out of the way first, real quick. Anybody who goes, oh, he's just an old white dude that's a hater and he doesn't like rap music and, no, absolutely not. That is completely false. I love rap music. Some rap music that I'm into is some of the hardest, most diabolical stuff you can think of. And I love all kinds of music, to be honest with you. I really do. I'm a huge music fan. However, just like dragging celebrity culture, pardon me while I adjust this camera up a little bit. While I like to drag celebrity culture because a lot of it's fake and all this stuff, it's true with obviously she's a celebrity, she's a rapper, but she's also, she's very mainstream. So one thing about me, a lot of the people I like are more underground type people, but forget about that. We're here to talk about Ice Spice and what's going on. So if you're here for an Ice Spice video of somebody saying, or me saying, she's done, she's over, she failed, it's all done, she lost, 25 million followers on Spotify in the last however so many months, that's all true, or might be true, could be true, but that's not what we're making a video about tonight. Okay, this is not a screw Ice Spice, she sucks as a rapper, she's done, none of that. Okay, I don't care about her as a rapper, I don't like her music, but that doesn't mean that just because I don't like something doesn't mean that not everybody should, everybody shouldn't like it. So all right, so guys, if you don't know a lot about Ice Spice or know a little bit or whatever, just going to go through it real quick. She was born Isis Gaston, right? First name Isis. Now, if that doesn't clue you in to a little bit of how she got into the music industry when she was given a birth name like Isis, okay, Isis is, I believe, an old Egyptian god. I'm not sure, but it's one of those like ancient gods from history, and some people, I guess, still worship these idols, which is really weird. But anyway, so her name was Isis Gaston. That was her birth name, supposedly. Then, we've all, at least those of us who know who she is, we've seen the yearbook picture where it says Isis Gaston, all that, whatever. That's fine. So she comes out of nowhere. She was on TikTok. She had a breakout hit called Munch, which is basically a song about guys being simps and how, I gotta explain some of this stuff too. Like, if you don't know what a simp is somebody basically who will give a lot of their time, a lot of their money to someone online, to a girl online. It's usually a guy, it doesn't have to be, but usually a guy giving to what's called an e-girl, which usually they dress up in really kind of revealing clothing. A lot of it is younger than what they should be wearing. So, but yet more revealing and more, what's the word? Suggestive, I guess, is a word I could say. So very suggestive, very revealing. They specifically do their hair in pigtails or something like that to make themselves look a lot younger than what they are, and it's really kind of it's a part of the internet that is such a piece of depravity. But anyway, so basically her hit song Munch is about Sims. Okay, there's lines in the song like something like he ate it for lunch, like like this guy can't get me out of his head type of thing. So she had that, she broke out with that. Then out of nowhere she goes from TikTok and she is all of a sudden with some of the top celebrities in the world. Okay, and that doesn't happen organically. Okay, that doesn't happen if your parents don't name you ISIS, and if they don't have connections, and if there isn't a reason why you came up. No normal person, no little, Mary from down the street is going to grow up and start all of a sudden getting features, doing features with Nicki Minaj, with the Pink Pantheress, which is an artist from the UK, I guess. She's famous for a song called Boys Are Liars Too. That's the song that Ice Spice was on with her. She got, so Nicki Minaj, Taylor Swift, Pink Pantheress. There's been many more. You don't get those type of features unless things have been in the works for a long time. This is a planned thing, okay? When we talk about, when people talk about industry plants, this is exactly what we're talking about, okay? She's not only an industry plant, but she has been in play for a long time. This whole thing has been planned out. I would love to, I didn't go into her family and her parents and her grandparents and the whole thing. I didn't go that deep. But it's something I may do just to kind of find out. But I would have zero surprise if I found out that her dad was a 33rd degree. All right, or her uncle or her grandfather, somebody. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So, it's come out that she had such good luck and everything. Oh, how lucky she is that she gets with all these people. None of it was luck. Okay, none of it was luck at all. It was all pre-planned out. All that stuff was planned before they popped Munch onto TikTok. All the other stuff was planned. All the Taylor Swift and the Nicki Minaj thing, the Barbie soundtrack. She was on the Barbie soundtrack for the Barbie movie that came out not that long ago. All that was planned out prior. You don't get to that point, right? That isn't something that's a last minute decision. All right. Speaking of Taylor Swift, very famous moment in her career coming up was when she went to the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift and watched her. I think it was her boyfriend at the time played for the team. So she watched that game. They sat in the same box together. They really didn't. It was kind of funny to me. I really found it hilarious. They didn't interact that much at all. She looked very nervous. She did not look like she was with friends. I don't think, again, the people that are pulling the strings, they put these people together, and a lot of times they can fake it and it works out, or it seems to work out, or whatever. But you got to understand something, that a lot of times when you see two people working together and they look like they're having such a great time, or they're hanging out together or whatever, even if they don't look like they're having whatever it is, a lot of times, if they do, especially if they don't look like they're having a good time, it's because they have been put together by people much higher in the whole system than them. So, very important. So when she was at the Super Bowl, she was in that box, and they would pan over to her, right? They would have the shot go over to her, and she was wearing a necklace that had an upside down cross on it. Now it was subtle. It wasn't like it was, very short, very very short up top and then hanging way down below. It was subtle. It almost looked like a big plus sign. But if you put together if you put together like the clasp part that was actually on whatever the diamond chain or whatever that it was attached to, then it very clearly became it was an upside down cross for sure, right? And so when at one of the times, and this, we all saw it, but it seems like everybody forgot about it. But when they pan over to her, or when she sees the camera, you can see her kind of jump a little bit, and she goes like this with her necklace, and she's, raising that upside down cross up, right? Which I thought was very interesting. Obviously, somebody made her do that, or if they didn't hold a gun to her head, they definitely paid her a lot of money to do that. And that's not something she would have done on her own. You could tell she was nervous. She was that was not her idea. She was nervous. She was kind of, when the time came, you could tell she was kind of like, you could almost see on her face, I hope I'm doing this right. It was written so clear. Anyways, so on top of that, we all saw the hand gestures that she was making. Gestures. Sorry, I can't speak. But we all saw the gestures, right? We all saw her doing this, which I don't even really like doing. Okay? But that's what she was doing. Why was she doing that? Everybody, if you don't know what that means, if you're in the industry, then you know what that means. If you're not in the industry, you don't know what it means. I understand. It's the devil horns. It's a sign that's very old. It's a symbol that's very old. There are a lot of signs and symbols that are old. Sorry, my radio's going off for work. There are a lot of signs and symbols that are very old that people use to communicate to each other, to let each other know, like, hey, I'm either we're in this together, or I'm on your side and I'm supporting you, okay? And one is you put up the devil horns. Obviously, I know it's become so mainstream that people go to rock shows and they throw them up and they're rocking along to the music and it's no big deal. But in that scenario, go back and watch that scenario. Go back and watch her at the Super Bowl throwing up those, putting them up. You could tell she was very nervous, didn't really know where the camera was trying to get the camera right. And then she was doing this with her necklace, with the upside down cross. That was not her idea. She was either paid a ton of money to do that, or she was told, if you want to work with Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, all these other people, you're going to do that. So that's what they do. It's what they do. And the thing is, these people do one thing to make them happy, right? To make the people in control, the people who are running these events, the people who are actually in control of like the Super Bowl and some of the biggest events of the year. They have to do a lot of things to get there if they want to get there. And so for her to be, and you got to think too, right? Here's this girl that came from TikTok, and then all of a sudden She's at the Super Bowl in a box with Taylor Swift, who is dating one of the players that is in the game. And how did she get there? Well, her name was Isis. I mean, come on. It was planned. It's been planned for a long time. Okay? Also, another thing, she's got a few necklaces that she wears. One is chains, you know, like rapper chains with big things on them. She has one that she wears, which is basically, I think it's supposed to be her. It's like it's almost like a Betty Boop type of thing with big, huge eyes, and then it's got like her hairstyle, but it's not really her hairstyle because it's not like out and then up, or at least that first style that we saw with the wig, that her and her producer Riot were wearing. It wasn't that. It was you know, it's very rounded and stuff. And it's funny because I laugh every time I see it. If you guys ever remember, if you're old and you've ever seen Lamb Chops Play Along, every time I see, which is like a little kids show with this lady with like Ice Spice hair, the curly little hair, whatever. She used to get up and she had this sock puppet that was a sheep, and it was a TV show, and it was like big for kids. And man, does that stupid chain just look just like Lamb Chops from that stupid series. And I just think that's kind of funny too. But going back to more serious stuff, so she wears another chain which has a huge diamond encrusted butterfly on it. And you could say, well, you know what, girls like butterflies. All girls like butterflies, right? They get the tattoos, they get this, that. Not all girls go out and spend, you know, who knows how much money to have this huge, I mean, this thing is huge. When she wears it, comes right up to her neck like this, like the wing portion, you know. And again, if anybody here is either in the industry, if they're in entertainment or politics or anything like that, if you're up at a high enough level, or if you know people at a high enough level, you guys know exactly what the butterfly means. And it goes back to the fact that, yes, her name is Isis. She was born Isis Gaston, and here she is rocking this huge butterfly, and then the upside down cross, and then she's doing she's rocking the devil horns, doing it in a very, very specific way, I might add. There's a lot of, I see a lot of it in media and entertainment and advertising and everything else, where people throw up the devil horns, but they do it like in a sly way, like they're trying to, you know, they're just trying to point at something. Like they'll go, hey, look at that over there, and you know, meanwhile that's what they're doing, but hey, look at that. So she was not doing that at all. She was making sure that it was very, very, like the camera was focused on it, she was focused on it, and it was very deliberate how it was done. And that was one of the craziest moments that I've seen. So this, I think she was made to do that, or at least paid a lot of money to do that. All right. The other thing that happens to these celebrities a lot, now she's going through a rough time. When I said this is not going to be one of those videos trashing her, like this isn't going to be this Ice Spice is done, that's all I see online. This is part of the reason that I decided to make this video, is because all I see online is Ice Spice is done, Ice Spice is over, her career is dead, she was nothing, she was it was short, and she came up and she went down, that's it, it's over for Ice Spice. Well, she has had to, this poor girl, and this is part of the reason I'm making this video. This poor girl, I would have to say right now, they say she's worth about $60 million. I think she is absolutely miserable. I think chances are she is absolutely 100% miserable. Okay? Not only did she have to go and embarrass herself at the Super Bowl and do that stuff, she has had to. She has a lot of. Let's go into her lyrics a little bit, right? I'm not going to actually go into the lyrics themselves, but I'm just going to talk about them for a second. She has a lot of lyrics in her songs that have to do with references to shit, to poop, okay? Some of them are done in a cutesy way, like I'm your Miss Poopy, or but it's a lot. It's to the point that it's become a huge conversation of people online. Why is she so obsessed with talking about that, with referencing, like scat lyrics, basically? Why is she so into scat? Like, she had a song that she released, said the title is "You Think You're the Shit," or no, the title is "Think You the Shit," parentheses, fart. And then in the song she says, "You think you're the shit? You're not even the fart." That's like the chorus, right? I have never heard a chorus in a song ever like that. And that's not a good thing. All right, there's nothing good about bringing that up in that way. It just, the only thing I can think of is a lot of what they do is the people that bring these people out, the people that roll these people out, these celebrities, these rappers, these entertainers, actors, whoever it is. You have to do humiliation rituals. There's a lot of rituals that you have to do, like her doing the upside down cross and throwing up the devil horns. That was a ritual. That's a ritual that she had to do. Same thing with the lyrics. That's a humiliation ritual. I don't think there's not even 1% of me that thinks that she wanted to put out lyrics like that. Okay? Now, maybe she is a nutso. Maybe she's into that. Maybe she's into that, scat fetish and all that stuff. But I gotta tell you right now, I don't think so. I don't think she was into that. I don't think she wanted to do it. I would guarantee you that she did not write those songs. Those songs were written for her. And, it brings me down. We're getting close. We're gonna get to the end here pretty soon here. And I thank you guys for hanging on. Anybody who's still here, thank you so much. It's only going to be a few more minutes. But one more thing I want to say, right? And this goes to the point of her not being reason why I think that she's not happy. And that is because she has posted videos of herself working out. And then there's been a lot of videos been posted online about her at concerts and clubs and things, showing a very different body. Now, Ice Spice is supposed to be a baddie, right? She's supposed to have that baddie aesthetic, which is really hot right now, or at least it was. And I think it's going out of style, and I think that's part of the reason this comes into play. But when it comes to the baddie aesthetic, very curvy, thick legs, very curvy hips, butt, huge butt, little waist, and then upstairs depends on some girls get the work done up there and some don't. Now I think there's a good chance that Ice Spice might be natural. I think there might be a good chance that she didn't have work done. However, she has now come out and when you see videos of her now, she is really, really skinny. She doesn't have the curves anymore. And now people are saying, the ice has melted. the spice lost her ice or whatever. They make all kinds of different comments. So now people are saying that she's on the Ozempic, which she may be. Now, it seems like it's a pretty quick change. And she looked like that for years. She looked the same for years when she was coming up, like the first 2-3 years or whatever. You've seen her on TikTok and wherever. She looked the same. All of a sudden now she looks totally different. And the curves are gone, and now she's this really skinny. People are, again, they're saying Ozempic, but again, anytime anybody loses weight nowadays, especially if it's quick, it's always Ozempic. But there's something there, because you could see it in her eyes. There's definitely I was a personal trainer before I had my really bad accident. I was in amazing shape. I was a personal trainer. I was in the gym hours a day. I had lots of clients. And I could tell you that her weight loss is not natural. Whether she's been using pills or maybe she's been using Tren, which is something you inject. Bodybuilders do it to lean out, to get skinny. Maybe she's been using Tren. Maybe she's been using other drugs. Maybe it's Ozempic. I don't know. All I can tell you is, and this is where it comes down to don't live like, all right? If you made it this far, congratulations, because you're amazing. Now you get to understand the point of the video. Here's a girl with supposedly a $60 million net worth. People have trashed her since she first came out. When she first put up Munch on TikTok, people said, oh, she's got 15 minutes and she's gone. When she did the Barbie soundtrack and everything else, Taylor Swift blew up, Pink Panthers, all that stuff, she seemed to be very happy. She seemed to be on the top of her game. After the Super Bowl, I noticed a huge shift in how she looked, with her just being happy. And then, the more things come out about her lyrics and about all the poop and the fart lyrics that she has in her songs, and I'm serious, I don't even know to the extent that it is, but people tell me it's like all through her stuff. Not that she has a huge catalog, but it's all through her music. I can tell you one thing, this girl is not happy. This girl is absolutely 100% not happy today. Now, I don't know if the weight loss is because of the fact that she's unhappy, or if it's a product of her, that means the same thing. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a product of her being unhappy, or if her being unhappy, I don't know if it's a big circle. I don't know if it all goes around, one causes the other and it just keeps making the other worse. And she's in kind of a 360 spiral. I'm not really sure, but I feel bad for her. And I'm just saying to you people out there, don't, and people that, because you have a lot of, either if you're watching this and you're young, which I don't have a lot of young watchers, and I understand viewers, I understand that. I get the fact I'm old. But if you're young, or if you have young people in your family, young people, they idolize these people, and they don't understand the pain that these people are going through. The ups, the downs, the everything else. But she has caused a lot of this stuff. Let me tell you something. She will, for the rest of her life, she will regret some of the humiliation rituals that she's taken part in. Whether it was the big deal at the Super Bowl, or whether it's all the crazy weird lyrics, she is going to regret just chasing a bag, just following the money, and giving up her soul, her essence, who she really is. you know? And it's going to be very hard for her to ever really be who she is, because now she's expected to be a certain something, and if she's not, then people are going to, no matter what, people are always going to call her out for not being genuine, because she has done things that prove that she's done things for money. So it's not a genuine thing from her. She's proven that she's motivated by money, and it's just gonna, it's only gonna get worse if she keeps following this path. But listen, guys, I've gone way too long already, but I appreciate everybody showing up here. If you guys are still here, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. We have so many new subscribers. I'm really happy about everything. They keep going up. We've had, a few times where it'll stop, the numbers will stop going up for a couple of days, and then they just start going back up again. So it's been really great. We're only a few months old. Really, really thank you for that. Merry Christmas, by the way. I should have said that my last week, the video I put out. I should have wished you guys a Merry Christmas. I didn't do that. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I understand. Happy holidays. Happy New Year, guys. That's coming up in a couple of days. So Happy New Year to everybody. And if you guys want to, make sure you like and subscribe. If you just like and subscribe, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Turn on the notifications. I try to keep to a schedule, but it's not always the same time. So turn those notifications on, but definitely like and subscribe. Check out my stuff on TikTok at Team696. Same thing on X at Team696. Same thing on Cashapp. If anybody wants to support the channel, I would welcome any and all support. If you're broke or you're having problems with your bills, wow. If you have, I don't even know what that word was. If you're having problems with your bills, or you're broke, obviously don't send me a penny. But if you're okay and you want to support the channel, you want to help me grow, you want to help me get the whole green screen thing up that I want to do, and just move forward with this, it's Team696 on Cash App. You can donate there. You can put a notation, what it's for, and everything like that. I think that's it. I love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.